Should be live.
Yeah.
Stream says we're on Twitch. I see us on Twitch. Okay.
If you say so.
Don't see us on Restream, but I see us on Twitch.
All right. I got the notification for YouTube.
Perfect.
Yes. Yes, it did. All right.
Okay. All the notifications sent out.
All right.
You have a pre-show topic.
Excellent.
Is Insomniac. A lot of places were reporting this as news. This is not news. Insomniac, who makes the Marvel Spider-Man games.
I made quite a few things. So they got because as soon as you say that, I picture the symbol with the eyeball.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome. Glad you're here.
Hello, Dragon.
I started talking to chat.
They okay. They put out a thing recently within the last couple days that said that they had fully mastered the DualSense controller and haptic feedback. And I saw a lot of outlets that were like, yeah, you know, this is big news. They figured out how to do cool stuff with it. It's like, well, of course they said that.
Is that Remus?
They're the company that's making the game that has haptic feedback as a big selling point.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
Reba.
Yes. All right, now it's official.
Yeah, now it's hello.
Now it's official from Dragonflare.
But
big news that they figured out the haptic feedback system in the PS5 controller.
Yeah, when Astro Boy Rescue Mission came out, which was the game that was the tech demo for the DualSense controller, they said then they had mastered it. And every time a game comes out that has some new feature in the DualSense, every time the company says, we finally mastered haptic feedback.
Yeah. And the next one's going to be the real Final Fantasy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's got. I don't know. This seems kind of a little bit dumb.
It is.
I mean, welcome, Doc.
Hello, Doc.
I mean, it said something like, "Hey, we figured out a unique way to use this.
Yeah,
that we haven't seen in a game before." Well, as well, they that might be a little newsworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we finally figured it out. It's like was Sony keeping it a secret how it worked? There's we have jumping beans in the controller. That's how we make them vibrate.
Yeah, the Wii remote. Hey, I remember it was big news when you could take the Switch Joy-Con and blow into it to melt the ice in that one game.
Hurry up!
That was on the 3DS.
3DS had that too, yeah.
Game Boy, because there was a Zelda where you could blow out the candles.
Yeah, or blow the little pinwheel.
Yes, the pinwheel. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
that. But what's funny is though, as far as the Switch controller goes, I agree with the statement because no one's got motion control right since.
Yeah,
they did some excellent, really cool stuff with the Xbox. What was it called?
Connect.
Yes, but none of it was with games.
Yeah,
right. It was with medicine. It was in the medical field.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
What's the name of that game, Dark? I remember that. If you left your cartridge out, if you left your Game Boy out, then it would power up your character.
Oh yes. Yeah, I think it was just It was just light.
Come on, Trey. Sorry, Will. I don't remember it off the top of my head. I want to say like Raimeki, but I don't think that's right. That's power. I can see the guy's outfit in my head with like the hero scarf, and he's got the big gauntlet.
Oh, that narrows it down.
Right. Boktai, the sun is in your hand. That's the name of the game.
There you have it. Yes.
Game Boy. One of the cartridge.
Right. I did that on my Nintendo.
Also, for anybody who's like, Trey, he didn't have a hero scarf. Yeah, well, look at this image I'm about to pull up on stream. Let me show you. This is him.
Yeah, well, Fred Jones has a hero ascot.
That's right. Here's Box High.
All right.
Did you want me to send you a picture of Box High, or are you fine with just?
I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm good.
I felt like you would be, but no, it's such a weird thing. The idea of hey, yeah, we've finally mastered this technology that we've been using in controllers for the last 20 years almost.
Well, because whatever it is, interview, ad, bill, I don't care. Whatever you see, whatever you see, has had hundreds of hours of thought put into it.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, so that is, and everything's gotten lazy. Marketing's gotten lazy. So instead of like coming out with a clever way of saying that,
Yeah.
they just use the classic, I am master now.
Yeah. They might have just asked ChatGPT to run it.
Right. Do that. Oh gosh.
I don't think we necessarily need a Boktai emote for the chat, but I appreciate that, Claire. We might at some point we might want to go back and do like a Codamungus emote, but we don't necessarily need a Boktai emote.
I wanted to be the one to give your dark soul light. My head does that anytime I hear anything close to Mundus.
That's fair. That's fair. See, for me, anytime you use that quote from Zero, I keep thinking of, or from Dante, I keep thinking of the quote from Zero. What?
Oh, okay.
Who? What are we fighting for?
Yes.
I'm sure it is.
All right.
All right. Well, I guess we can kick this thing off.
Fine. Do it.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rungren.
Today, we have news. We have other stuff, too. We got stuff to talk about. But
say so.
Before we do our stuff to talk about, do we have a pop quiz?
Yes, I have a private quiz for you. I'm going to give you kind of a little tip from the start of this one, okay?
Okay.
Think, all 10 of these questions, think happy thoughts, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, in Puerto Rico, there's this kids fast food, and it's known as Cajita Feliz or
Okay.
Feliz. This was in Portugal. It's McLanche Feliz again. Do you know what it's called in the U.S.?
I feel like my brain is tricking me because when I hear Feliz, the first thing I think of is Feliz Navidad.
Yes. Well, I'll give you a hint on that. Navidad, that's Christmas.
Right.
So what is it? Was the other word?
This is Yule cake?
Navidad.
Well, you said the other word. I thought you meant a different word for Christmas.
We have Feliz. What is that word? What does that word mean?
It's happy. Yeah, it's happy something.
Happy.
But
Will you please name a kid's meal?
I don't
in the
get
United
this one. It's too late. I already answered. Cat gets it.
Happy meal.
You said the other word, and I thought you meant for Christmas.
Gosh.
Hello, Faith.
You can't disappoint me anymore. We keep doing these pop quizzes.
My brain was like, what's another word for Christmas? Yule.
All right. Question number 2.
Okay.
All right. So featured in the Tom Cruise flick Cocktail, this 1988 hit by Bobby McFerrin became the first a cappella song to top the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Look, yeah, I'm not exactly a typical American, but I'm pretty close.
Okay, so it was in a Tom Cruise movie. Can you read the question again one more time for me? I'm sorry.
Featured in the Tom Cruise flick Cocktail, this 1988 hit song by Bobby McFerrin became the first a cappella song to top the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Jat's already got it.
Trying not to look.
Disappointed.
There was the disappointed. That's fair. We're thinking happy thoughts. We already have one Christmas question. Is it happy, happy, joy, joy?
Stimpy song? Don't worry, be happy.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Forget about Christmas. Happy thoughts. All right, here we go. All right.
That song was ruined for me by Fishtail. Watch out, bearded man.
All right. So third question. All right.
Okay.
Composed by sisters Mildred and Patty Hill in
Come on,
1893,
Trey.
it is considered the most recognized song in the English language.
In 1893,
Yes.
most recognized song.
In the English language, yes.
Come on, Trey. See, the song that I thought of immediately is unfortunately still Christmas themed, and it's not
Trey.
It's not written by them. So, because I immediately thought of Mariah Carey.
Come on, Trey.
Most recognized in English.
Yeah.
Look, you messed me up. I'm on Christmas now. I can't shake it.
It was my intention to get you stuck on Christmas. I said think happy thoughts.
Christmas makes me happy.
Fair enough.
Oh, it's most recognized in the English language. Taking too long on this question.
Give up.
I'm gonna say "Joy to the World."
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy.
Get out of
Somebody
here,
else-
Saint Nick.
All right. Country. Yes. Yes. Classic country.
Ghost of Christmas Past is haunting me right now.
Come on, Trey.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. All right. Located in the Amarillo metropolitan area of the Lone Star State and is known as the town without a frown.
I legitimately don't know this, which is a shame.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that's near Amarillo.
Yeah.
Is it Amarillo?
No, it's Happy, Texas.
Oh, that makes sense.
Town of Happy.
I thought it was gonna be a trick question. Don't think it's
All right.
Detroit, chat.
Look, I think you're gonna have to be like generation or two for you. If you don't get this one, it's fine.
Okay.
But
I love those because it gives me an excuse when I get them wrong.
perfectly. Oh, but anyway, we'll see how you react if you don't get it right or whatever. Or if you do, what was the theme song of the cowboy TV program, the Roy Rogers show?
Oh, when I get this one wrong, I'm gonna be so upset. I actually watched Roy Rogers' TV show as a kid. Was that Happy Happy Joy Joy?
No, that's Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, it is Ren and Stimpy. Oh! Oh! Oh, we got a name change? What's my name change?
No.
Well, Will was the one who did it, so what's my name change, Will? You're right. It was Ren and Stimpy. That's what's been stuck in my head. Look, I'm sorry. This is how stupid my brain is. I'm just gonna blame it on ADHD and move on.
I'm going to give him the answer now. Chad, I want to make sure if you can, take a good look at his face. Happy trails to you.
Happy trails to you.
Right.
Yep. Yep. No. Sure was. It sure was. Sure was. My name changed to Come On Trey. Okay. All right.
That's good.
People are gonna take that out of context.
Okay. Let me see if you get this one. I got one. Maybe I'll get in your ballpark with this one. All right. Name the 2006 animated movie about a penguin that couldn't sing but could tap dance. Something fierce.
Happy Feet.
You got one.
On the board.
Didn't get skunked. That's good. That's what we're shooting for.
I'm still gonna be so mad at myself for not getting Happy Trails.
Okay. Fair enough. What song from Broadway's Bye Bye Birdie urges you to brush off the clouds and cheer up?
Off the.
It might be delayed for sure. Yeah.
Be mad about this one too when I realize it later. When I'm told the answer.
Chat's got it again.
Sing a happy song?
Put on a happy face.
Ah, of course it is. Why did we just switch?
I don't know what you're doing on your end. I'm trying to read questions. I'm just asking questions.
What are you doing, Discord?
All right. You working on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if this fixes it.
All right.
Okay, it fixed it.
Okay. In 1963, Harvey Ball was paid $45 when he created this international icon. You'll catch up, Faith. And then you'll figure it. Frey was trying to be tricky, that's why. I said that.
Happy Sam?
The happy face.
Oh, of course.
The yellow happy face. Don't do that. All right. Let's go through it. I got two more. Two more. All right.
I just want to clarify real quick. I know I'm failing this miserably. This is a really clever quiz, and I'm very proud of you. I may suck, but this is legitimately a cool quiz.
All right. What phrase's origin comes from a certain mollusk's state of mind at high tide when it is almost impossible to find and is in no danger of being made into a meal?
Okay, I need to hear that one more time, please.
No problem. This phrase's origin comes from a certain mollusk.
Happy as a clam.
That is it.
Yeah.
In fact, the original saying was happy as a clam at high tide.
Yeah.
All right. Last one.
Okay.
Which one of Snow White's 7 dwarfs does not have a beard?
It was Dopey, right?
That is correct.
Yeah! Woo! Turnabout right at the end.
All right. Yeah, you made, out of a possible 100, you made 30.
Yeah.
So,
I did catch up dark. I sure did.
Yes. So there was a kind of a yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you,
are.
you
Watch
did
out,
win,
bearded man.
but you
Yeah.
didn't skunk me.
Yeah. Overall, chat as a whole, yeah, destroyed you.
Yeah,
Bubba.
absolutely.
But you know that they do have an advantage. There is more of them. So
Yeah, and they're not idiots. No, I was legitimately impressed when I, like 4 questions in, finally figured out the point of this quiz.
Yay, happy thoughts.
If only I had been stuck on Christmas and Happy Happy Joy Joy.
Oh,
Only got Happy Feet and Dopey. I'm still mad about
So
Happy
mad about it.
Trails, but I'm just gonna move on. All right. Well, you ready to get into weeks then?
yes, yes.
How's your week been? That would have been really funny.
That's all right. It's not all right. The point is to either try to look like you know something or learn something. So neither way, you can actually lose. So except for Trey.
Yeah. I look like a fool. I mean, I always look like a
Not too bad. Had fun on Lotro the other day.
Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome. Yeah, that's fine as well.
Thanks, Dark.
I went on Lotro the other day, running around, getting revenge on the Falcon Clan was good.
Yeah, that felt good.
Couldn't quite get all the revenge on the Falcon Clan. One day we're going to the tunnels.
They got Luke Brennan even had to do a raid at level 140.
Been watching still been watching House. I've watched it straight through. Yes.
I put a dash in there. It makes more sense now.
We're just started season 7. Haven't watched the first episode of season 7 yet.
Yeah.
So got 2 left. I do remember from watching it before, obviously not in order, but the episode jumping around. Some point in either this season or the next, he's got to be in jail for a bit. I'm not sure why.
Right.
I know a few episodes with him in jail or something like that. But I'm looking forward to finish it off. Never watched it full all the way through in order, but I really like the show. Really, really well done.
Nice. I have no idea how it ends.
I like smart people, man, and I can sit and watch them talk all day.
Why are you talking to me then?
I'll tell you about the smart people I listen to.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair.
No, but I do like the original. I really like the original setup where you have a immunologist, you have a neuroscientist, you have a surgeon, and then you had House, who's a diagnostician,
right?
To put all that together, and all the talks. It just sounded it was cleverly written, well enough to make me happy. No, put where I can watch that right now. Discord for me, Dark. I am very sorry. Put it in there, and I will talk about it next Tuesday. Okay. Thank you. But I don't know, when you get a good sitcom, drama, movie, whatever, when it's well cast, the writing's solid, sarcoidosis fits all the symptoms.
Yeah.
It's well cast, and they just do a good job storytelling. It always makes the show better, right?
Yeah.
When everything's hitting on all cylinders. I mean, honestly, a lot of the complaints when we do rag on, like say Gundam, for example, when we're going through their series, it's missing one or more of the things, right?
Yeah.
Either it's not very good dialogue, the story's not that, it's missing something somewhere.
Yeah.
And for me, House gets all the points, man. I'm looking forward to that. I'm finishing it this week, and watch the love story.
Just a reminder to both chat and YouTube comments later, First Gundam also ticked all those boxes. We've just been searching for it ever since.
Well, I know it's a long time coming, but it sounds like Witch from Mercury really has some like promise in it. You know?
Yeah. I need to finish. Really do. I get, but I want to just watch it all in one go, so I need to set aside the time and do that. All right.
All right, I got it. Next start. How was your week been, sir?
That's been pretty good. I did watch the One Piece movie, like I said I would. Piece episode of Drum Island. And I told you that yeah, that's very true. I told you that episode of East Blue was a great way to, like, hey, you watch the live action, you want to go into the anime, watch episode of East Blue and you'll catch all the things that the live action skipped for the most part, and you'll be good to go. Well, episode of Drum Island is the next one canonically. It's a very different movie. It's a what if movie. Instead of being an arc wrap-up movie, like the whole arc condensed, like the episode of East Blue was. And so basically in the One Piece canon, a character from Drum Island joins the crew right after they leave East Blue and get onto the Grand Line. Really cool character. Like this character a lot. Drum Island is my favorite arc. I've mentioned that a few times in various One Piece episodes. And this movie asks, hey, what if they didn't get to Drum Island until after 2 other crew members had already joined? And so they add in a new villain for this one, and the regular villain of Drum Island doesn't get to do a lot.
It's a new villain in a what if scenario.
Yeah.
Okay.
And ultimately, I think it still succeeded in what it was trying to do, right? The first third of the movie is a little weird because the new characters change things because they're not supposed to be there, you know? So they change things pretty drastically. The second third of the movie is the exact same backstory as the regular anime arc and the manga arc. And it's great. Okay. The only thing they changed is they couldn't get the rights again to the version of Ave Maria they played when Dr. Hiroduke has his big scene in the anime. And so...
So did they use Ave Maria and just have somebody else sing it?
Well, they used a combination... Like, it's a different song that has somebody singing Ave Maria in it. And they couldn't get the rights back to that song. So they just used a different song.
Okay, I understand.
But...
I don't think there's going to be a copyright issue with having somebody sing Ave Maria.
No. I do think it takes a little bit away from the scene, but ultimately it's still really well done. And then the last third of the movie where they have like the big fights, 2 of the characters that get to do cool stuff in the arc, fight-wise, bad guys, just don't get to do anything in this. They get taken out instantly. And then it just becomes Luffy versus the new guy. And I don't think the new guy's powers are that cool. Like, this is the world where you have fishmen that can take their shark jaws out and use them as claws to fight. This is a world where you have a guy that controls lightning and can cast it down from the sky or can bend it to ride as like a boogie board. And this guy's power is that he can store poison in his stomach and make a bomb. Like, it's so much more boring compared to most One Piece powers.
So can most dads.
Right. It was worthless.
That's inside.
And so ultimately, yeah, it did the job. If you don't care about the anime's continuity, it doesn't really hurt that the other characters are there. But it doesn't make sense for Robin and Frankie to be on the crew then. They shouldn't be there yet, you know, and because of that, they don't really get to interact with the character from Drum Island at all, because for the canon, they don't meet him until much later, you know, and so it doesn't really work. But I do think if you're just somebody that just wants to watch the movies and then pick the anime up from there, it's not really going to hurt you that much. You can just watch that and move forward, but you are missing some stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
I have seen Beastars. I read Beastars, actually. I didn't watch Beastars.
Yeah, I have not.
There is a deer man that pulls out a pistol at one point.
Yeah.
Star's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Also, I played some Cocoon. We talked about it last week. It's on Game Pass. That is a weird, cool puzzle game.
Yeah.
I
like
like
it.
it. You
Well,
play a little bug guy. They don't tell you anything. They don't give you any story. They don't give you like a little line of a dialogue about the world. They just throw you in there. You get born, and it's time to do puzzles. And then all of a sudden, there's boss fights. And it
okay.
opens up a lot, actually. There's no regular combat so far, but you have to, like, manipulate orbs. And in the boss fights, those orbs are bombs. And so you manipulate them into the boss, and they take damage. But it's really weird, but I really like it.
Excellent.
It's very often, I want to know at least a little bit of what's happening when I'm playing a game. But in this case, I was like, you know what? I kind of don't care. This is just cool in and of itself. The puzzles are really well done. They're a little basic at first, but they really start to widen quite a bit. So, kind of. Yeah, they just don't explain anything. They don't even try. There's no dialogue so far. And everything's just visual storytelling. And it's pretty good. We might continue that on a Friday stream sometime if we feel. It is a brain breaker.
Cool.
They gave me a pipe to put an orb into, because like I said, everything's orb manipulation, right? They gave me a pipe to put an orb into. The pipe delivered the orb to the other side of a wall, went over there, picked the orb up. The very next pipe puzzle that I had to get to 3 different pads to alter the trajectory of the pipes before the orb could get to that section of it. And it was like, okay, yeah, the first one was, sure, no problem. And then it was, oh, all right, run. So it gets complicated pretty quick. But I like it so far.
Wow.
And then I played Liza P on stream last week. It's definitely better than Balin's visual storytelling for sure.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
All right. Well,
Yeah, Balin, bad.
furry convention where somebody spiked the punch with ecstasy.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
The opening theme song is really good. We played some more Liza P. We beat another area. That game is very good. I found a guy in a basement because Dark helped me find the guy in the basement because I would have missed him otherwise. It's not a From Software game, but it's like a From Software game. And it's very true, Dark. The guy we found in the basement was full of regret that he wasn't able to save his friends and then just turned on us. And we had a sick duel in the bottom of a basement. And afterwards, I got some sick new clothes, including a mask. I was like, you know what? This game's really good, man. I like this a lot. I found a glaive that has a jet engine on it, basically, and lets you boost forward to attack. I found a fire axe that is a really good moveset. And I found a huge wrench that I could break the wrench head off and put it onto my little baton. And so then I just had a hammer. Yes, Dark also told me about the boost forward attack. Dark was invaluable help during that second stream. Because that second area is really confusing, but really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
I like that game a lot. And I want to beat it before the end of the year, so we're probably going to have a couple of Fridays coming up where we do like, hey, instead of 2 hours, we're going to do like a 4 or 5 hour stream. We're going to start at like 3 p.m. and just go till end of normal stream time. But very good game. Not this Friday. Beat it before Christmas. We'll see. We'll see. And then lastly, I've still been playing Guild Wars, you know? Oh, we're going to get there. Will, shh. Will, shh. Don't remind her. I'll be in trouble again. Still been playing Guild Wars. Guild Wars is really good. Working on getting weeklies done. I love that new system. I got 35 more gold from doing the weeklies because you can just buy gold with weekly currency.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that's look, soon I'll be able to just buy another legendary. This is great. Granted, I had to do all the grinding to get there, but you know. I meant to. And then just real quick, I finished most of my Blood Angels. I have a few more bases to go, but I have, talking about Christmas, I have the snow bases on there now.
Okay.
I had already gone to bed. I wasn't even home most of the last week, Dork. I'm sorry. But I think the detail work on these guys turned out really nice.
Those look good.
The snow wound up working pretty well, I think.
Yep.
And I've got about 30 more of them to put snow on, and then they should be all done. I'll do a full video of the army, the studio lights and everything whenever I have them all done. Really happy with them. And then I get to start the Necrons.
Come on, Trey.
I know it will. I'll download it. I will. I promise. They'll eventually go up on Instagram. I'll do it, Dark. I'm sorry. But you know what, Dark? I will set it to install tonight. Can't guarantee when I'll be available, but I'll set it to install tonight. Just remind me before the end of the stream.
No. I was gonna go. Gosh. As bad as I am, dude.
Yeah. I just had it when we sat down to
I don't know. I don't even know what you're looking for.
X. But that does remind me, I did have one more thing to talk about real quick. I mentioned that I wasn't at home most of the week. Well, I played some board games with my brothers. Talk about them real quick because they're pretty good. I played Cocoon, which is backwards in this camera, but that's not the point. It is a game where you have different roles, and you have to try and lie and say that you don't have those roles. I taught my brothers how to lie over the last couple of days. It was really fun though, and at some point when you have 4 people on the table and there's only 3 dukes in the deck, and everybody's trying to claim duke tax, somebody's lying. But who do you call on it? Because if you're wrong, you lose one of your cards. So it's a really fun little game. Fast rounds. We finished most of our rounds in less than 5 minutes.
Good. That's
Really,
cool.
really fun. And then the last board game that we played is Boss Monster.
Okay.
It's a really fun game.
Looks like I own a Nintendo box.
Yeah, it's trying to go for that, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Will. The different bosses are like Mother Brain, but they call it Cerebellus, or Dracula, and it's Dragulard, you know? But you build a dungeon by placing down dungeon tiles, and then every turn heroes come to town and then venture to the dungeon. And if you kill 10 heroes before somebody else, then you win, or if you're the last standing player, then you win.
Okay.
Dark, I only lost 1 round of coup. At one point, I got him in a double catch where if you... I guess it's not really, it's bluffing, yeah.
It's the same thing. All the great actors, they're just the best liars.
I mean, that's fair.
Same thing. It's just, or what's the reason for it?
The one way that you can win that game is if you play 3 currency, you can claim that you have an assassin. You can try to assassinate somebody. They can claim they have a Contessa and block that. But if they don't, probably not. If they don't have a Contessa and they were wrong about you having an assassin, then they lose both of their characters and they're taken out of the game. So one easy way to trick people is to say, okay, I'm going to assassinate you. And they'll say, I'll block that with my Contessa. And I'll say, do you have a Contessa? And they'll go, well, I don't know. You want to challenge me on it? And then you go, I don't think you have a Contessa. They flip over, they don't have a Contessa, then you assassinate them and you win. Easy trick.
That's cool. That's cool.
I need to watch Brennan Lee. So
Actually, I think like Felicia Day and Will Wheaton and a couple other people played it too.
They might have. Will Wheaton used to have a board game show.
Yeah.
Might have. That's been many years ago. I forgot that show existed.
Yeah.
Well, you ready to talk about reviews?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Detective Pikachu Returns. And I need just a moment while I get Dark's name off the board.
Felicia Day's adorable.
Haven't earned any. Felicia Day played a companion that you could get in Dragon Age 2. Added her in as DLC.
Was the creator behind the guild.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved her ever since.
I didn't, Will. It's not available yet on Sound
on,
Alerts, but
Trey.
I'm working on it. I am. Head
Uh,
off, I understand.
I'm going to go 82.
Okay.
We got some scores in here. Yeah.
So, 28 reviews, by the way, just to clarify. And this is the sequel to Detective Pikachu. This one's on the Switch, not on the 3DS. She joins you in the DLC. She just can't go back into the main game. But she does fight alongside you in the DLC. So maybe companion's not the right word because she doesn't go back into the main game, but she joins you for the entirety of the DLC. Kind of like Justice did in the Dragon Age 1's.
I don't
Spirit
know.
of Justice.
I've seen all the guild. I just think they just kind of wrapped it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good things must come to an end. No, you can get her to go around the party with you. She was my date to the party.
So you want to date my avatar?
So, you said 85, 86, what'd you say?
82.
82. Okay. It's a good song.
Nice.
The score is 68.
Wow. I honestly thought the whole Pokemon thing might still have some weight to it. And apparently not.
Yeah. Out of 28 reviews, I'm going to read 2 for you here. Spazio Games says Detective Pikachu The Return is a definite step forward from the first installment. That's the name in the Italian version. It's actually in most of the European versions, Detective Pikachu The Return, instead of Detective Pikachu Returns. But it still lacks that quality leap that could make the sub-series a must for franchise fans. The main charm of the adventure lies in the charisma of its 2 protagonists and the opportunity to experience the Pokemon world in a different way compared to what the main series offers. However, the game's extreme simplicity, driven by the choice to make it accessible to a wide audience, may not satisfy all fans of the saga.
Okay.
But why, though? Says, when it's at its best, Detective Pikachu Returns delivers the charm and cuteness that have always been hallmarks of the Pokemon franchise. However, all too frequently, it fails to reach those heights thanks to shallow gameplay, a bloated story, and repetitive missions that feel lackluster, no matter what age demographic they are targeting.
Yeah. I think there was a time when they tried.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that, but there's something about the way stories are done, the way games are done. It's almost like it's too easy.
Well, Pokemon Gold and Silver was absolutely a knock it out of the park. Satoru Iwata himself staying up all night to add a whole nother region to the game where you could go and do another set of 8 gems just for fun and catch more Pokemon was like, sure, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Involves it, yeah. I'm gonna go. I think this is gonna be kind of long. I'm gonna go 54.
Okay. Do want to give a quick shout out to 2 side stories for Pokemon, side series, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and Pokemon Coliseum into the Shadow games. Those did do different stuff that were unique and special, and kind of suck sometimes, but for the most part, were really good.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
But because Pokemon Mystery Dungeon was like, hey, what if we became a dungeon crawler and we just cut humans out of the games entirely? And then, yeah, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness is an incredible game.
Okay. Okay.
The number is, I see some guesses here. The number is 25%.
Oh. Oh. Ouch.
So,
Wow.
big oof in the chat.
Yeah. No, hey, we were all being nice.
All I'm saying is the Nintendo outlets that only cover Nintendo games, they were really positive on the game.
I'm sure they were.
Next up. Oh, go ahead.
I don't. Sometimes they do, Aaron, but a lot of times they don't, and sometimes they get even worse.
Yeah.
From feedback and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they will.
All I'm saying is I love Pokemon. We have other series now that fill that niche that Pokemon fit in for so long.
Fair enough.
And I think those other series are doing it better. Cassette Beast, there's the oof. Thank you, Faith. Cassette Beast is an incredible monster collecting game. Monster Train is great. Monster Crown is really solid. Nexamon's doing some good stuff. Digimon Cyber Sleuth's doing some great stuff. And we're about to have Dragon Quest Monsters come back, and then Pal World's coming out, which is guns in Pokemon. So, like, sure, Pokemon, it needs to do something. Pokemon Legends Arceus was great, and then they just kept making more stuff.
And
I didn't bring up Tim for a reason.
To me, it's also kind of like the Assassin's Creed thing. It's like you don't need that many games.
Yeah.
You're gonna get redundant at some points.
Since you brought up Assassin's Creed, let's talk about Assassin's Creed Mirage.
That was the best segue I've ever done. I had no idea I was doing it. Temtem. I always mentioned that game.
Yeah, I played a lot of Temtem. I wanted to review the game, and I just couldn't. I did not like Temtem. It had a cool idea with the stamina system, where your attacks required a specific amount of stamina. Bigger attacks could put you into negative, and you had to go a couple turns where you couldn't attack. But I just don't think the monster designs were as good as a lot of the contemporaries are. And the story was just not that great. Yeah.
Will said 811. It's not quite an emergency yet.
It's close, though.
It's close.
All right, what did you say for the score?
I'm going 77.
Okay. Yeah, Pal World looks like something good.
Covered the 8. That's good.
Score is 77. Rundgren with some ice cream.
Yeah. Ice cream. Ice cream. Dan, ice cream. My ice cream.
Okay, so there were a bunch of options to choose from here because there were 132 review blurbs. I trimmed it down to 2 that I think are pretty solid.
Okay.
So, first off, we have Xbox Achievements, who says, in paring things back and zoning in on what really makes Assassin's Creed special, Mirage emerges as one of the most pure and enjoyable entries in the series for a while. A Sim's origin story is certainly one well worth delving into. To tell you something, that was the best positive blurb that I could pull, because most of them were just trying to get on the back of the box. This one was close.
Yeah.
But it wasn't quite there.
Sunset strip.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens every time when we get big AAA games, right?
Yeah. Who won on the box?
Mm-hmm.
So to speak.
Yeah. But Cubed 3 says Assassin's Creed Mirage offers a return to the roots the series is known for, shedding the RPG elements and massive open world for a more intimate experience. Social stealth and traditional parkour are back, and while they don't offer anything the franchise hasn't seen before, they're complemented by a gorgeous recreation of historical Baghdad. The setting is the true protagonist and offers players something new to experience where the gameplay fails to do so. Fans of the series are sure to be refreshed by this calculated step backwards for the franchise before it inevitably returns to its massive RPG identity. And for those who remember, that's what Assassin's Creed 1 was. Altair wasn't really the main character. It was the city. It was the political intrigue of the city.
Yeah.
There was no apples and gods from beyond time and all that stuff.
I'm gonna go 70. 70.
Okay.
Yeah. Things in, cup stores in.
Dark, while scores are coming in, that does remind me, I 100%ed Vampire Survivors on Steam. It's the first game that I've 100%ed on Steam, and it gave me a little ribbon with like a gold trim around it, and I was like, oh no, I want more of those.
That stinks.
Ooh. That's not good at all.
No, I get frustrating real quick.
Yeah, I've always been against 100%ing for the sake of 100%ing, but that ribbon. The score is 74%.
Oh man.
Got all around it.
Yeah. I said shoot around their nose, not up it.
Next up, we have Wargroove 2. Now, Wargroove is a... Why? So close. Wargroove is a sequel, Wargroove 2 at least, is a sequel to the original, of course. The original is based on Fire Emblem and Advance Wars, mixed in a little bit.
Look, I'm going to release a game as the second one.
Yeah.
You know, Knights of the Round 2 or something like, I don't know. I'm thinking something, but that's going to be the name of the game. It's not a sequel. But yeah.
It's fair. But no, I really liked the original Wargroove. It was kind of unique in the way that it tried to tackle both genres of SRPGs, you know?
Cool.
It's fair.
Yes.
So, what do you think for Wargroove 2?
I'm gonna go flat 80.
Okay.
80. All right. Yes, it did.
The score is... Takes 2. That's, you know what?
All right. I guess that doesn't technically count. The game's not called It Takes.
That's fair, though.
Yeah.
The score is 85.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. That's good.
It Takes not a prequel.
Oh,
Just-
wow. It
So-
takes, yeah.
I have...
You
Hmm?
need movie guy for that one.
Yeah.
In the darkness, it takes. In a world where it takes.
It takes.
It takes.
So, I got 2 reviews for you. Sorry, I'm I'm getting lost in the chat. Softpedia, I mean, yeah, says Wargroove 2 is one of the best smallish scale tactics titles I've played recently, offering a wide variety of cool scenarios in its campaigns, as well as an extra variety of conquest. The turn-to-turn action is compelling, and players have space to tweak the difficulty to suit their needs. I understand,
Okay.
Dark.
Hold on.
Whereas Gamer Sky says Wargroove 2 feels more like a big DLC. The game systems have hardly been improved, and there are very few new units and commanders. Fortunately, the campaign mode offers a substantial amount of content with improved quality compared to the previous game. While the roguelike mode offers a fresh experience, the actual enjoyment of the game is somewhat limited.
Okay. I think I went down a little bit. I'm going to jump down to 74.
Okay. Will also. Yeah.
Who tried to take my ice cream?
Score is 94%.
Not from those reviews, it's not.
Nope. Surprised me for sure.
Oh my gosh. I scream, you scream, I'm doing something right. Yeah. That was okay, yeah, I don't believe it, but well, I guess we'll move on. Gosh.
It's what they tell me. And finally, for reviews tonight, we have everything's too low for your of Total War Pharaoh.
Oh man, I want this to be good. I haven't played any Total War. I think the newest one I played was Shogun 2.
That's I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
I was really disappointed in.
Yeah.
I
don't know how that happened either, chat. It doesn't make any sense to me.
What the heck are you talking about?
The last one's score being so high after the.
Oh, yeah, yes. Gotcha. Sorry. I was on my own train of thought.
No, that's fair. You think about Total War. I don't blame you.
Yeah. It's a franchise that kind of hurts me.
Yeah.
A little bit. But I want this to be good. I'm going to go 88.
D7 from Faith.
Okay.
Dark's guess was 76.
Yeah. Bruce was 90.
Score is 78.
What? Okay. Well. Huh. All right.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. Yeah.
Could be better.
Yes. Yes.
So, 2 reviews for you. But why, though? Says Total War Pharaoh is a smashing success as a grand strategy game and brings the hit franchise to a new historical era. Fascinating leaders and subplots with mechanics to match help make each play session fresh and enjoyable.
That's kind of lame.
Yeah. Most of them are like that in this review, in this game. I don't know why. I guess it's because we get that thing again where only specific people review 4X games and games like this.
Yeah, this is not, if you want to do a best seller, this is not the format to put your game out in.
Yeah.
For sure.
But the gamer says overall, despite its shortcomings with performance and AI pathing, Total War Pharaoh has been one of the most enjoyable Total War games I've played for quite some time. Its refined focus on a smaller period of history has allowed for experimentation elsewhere with dynamic weather and terrain, I read that really poorly, resource generation on the campaign map, and a wave-based invasion system with the sea peoples that constantly keeps you guessing. I hope that some of these mechanics can be taken and expanded on for future main series releases for Total War.
The sea peoples. Okay. Well, I kind of know what time with Pharaoh is. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go 74 again.
Okay.
Well, his body's down to 80. 77 for Rimas.
Score is 77. Remus is on the board.
Fine. Share my ice cream.
Congratulations, Remus. Oh, Faith with a 77 too at the last moment. Faith's on the board too.
Fine.
Congratulations to you both.
Yum.
No, it's really unfortunate because I feel like when we get into these niche, like I almost said micro categories, they're still genres, right? But these niche genres, it's hard to get good blurbs.
Yeah.
Makes it really hard to guess. Of course, none of it makes sense anyway, so it's hard to guess anyway, but anyway, it seems like people like this one, so there's hope.
There's hope.
Well, let's dash that hope and move into announcements. True. We do not have another game. So, our first announcement is for Humble Games.
Yeah.
So we have some Humble Games for the month of October.
All right.
These are some really interesting picks, I think. We have the
What
Quarry. Oh, go ahead.
This ain't October. Should be eighth month.
Yeah, no, it should. Months are dumb.
Yeah.
The Quarry Deluxe Edition, which I know I say this sometimes. Chat, you'll understand what I mean when I say it. This is 100% a Runger's assignment game. This is another, like, Eternal Threads. It's that style of game, right? You try and help some people not die in a horror situation. With a quarry.
The Quarry.
Then there's Metal Hellsinger, which is a game that I own. It's a really fun roguelike shooter that is all based around metal music, where every level has like its own beat, and you have to reload to the beat and things like that.
Okay. What's that game called? Bullet Time? No.
Bullet Storm.
Bullet Storm. That's like
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, that maybe
Okay.
a little bit less crass.
that? Okay.
Bullet Storm. That was all it wanted, was to be crass.
It was a shooter it was a beat-based shooter.
Mm-hmm. Like Doom, but
Uh,
then we have the Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes, which is yet another adventure game about solving puzzles and trying to keep people alive as you go through a horror place.
Okay.
A lot of those lately. I mean, that's good for you.
you say
Maybe.
so.
Maybe.
You say so. We'll see.
We'll see. Then we have Rebel Inc. Escalation. This is a top-down, grid-based style, Total War-like game almost in the current age.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever played Battlefield. It wasn't tied to the main Battlefield games, but Battlefield 1942, I think is what it was called, and it was it's based on the board game. It was it's like that basically.
Okay. It's like Risk Squared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like choose your own adventure stories, Rundgren, Darkass?
Man, when I was a kid, that was like those were the greatest books ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't mind sitting back with one. It might be if it was a good story, had a nice relaxed pace through the game or something like that. I wouldn't mind it so much.
Yeah.
But that's what Dark Picture. Yeah. All right. Slow and boring. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
After that, we have Spirit of the Island, which is a Stardew Valley-like. So just, you know what you're getting into with it. It's a farming game. Story of season style. You farm, you explore the island, you meet NPCs, you have a good time.
All right. That sounds pretty straightforward.
Then there's Lords and Villains, spelled Villeins. I almost read it Villains, because it's spelled like eins.
Aren't they clever?
Right. It is a strategy fantasy sim about running a town. And a Dwarf Fortress style.
Okay.
Then there's A Juggler's Tale, which is an action indie adventure game where you use a puppet and you control its strings to be able to solve puzzles and find your way around obstacles and things like that. Seems cool.
Yeah. Not too bad.
And then finally, there's Mr. Prepper, which is a prepper sim about
I got a neighbor.
right about prepping for the apocalypse.
Okay.
So that could be cool. I don't know. I don't know.
It'll change your algorithm.
Also, I don't normally bring this up, but in this bundle, you can get a 20% off coupon for Lords of the Fallen. So if you're somebody that's dying to have Lords of the Fallen, this is the humble choice for you.
Great.
So yeah, that's the humble games for the month.
Okay.
After that, we have UFO Robot Grindizer, which is based on the old Grindizer anime. And for anybody who doesn't know, that's like Mazinger Z, Great Mazinger. Grindizer's the third one in that series. He lost his front. This is coming out November 14th and actually looks pretty good. I don't think the trailer was all that great. It wasn't like exciting enough to do like a reaction of or anything. But and the voice acting was kind of rough at parts. Like there are times where the voice actor is clearly like he's trying to be shonen anime hero.
Yeah.
And it's like, sure, okay, I can buy that for this because it's based on a like at this point 50-year-old anime. Sure, I can buy that. But then at other times he's like, Dad told me to kill them all. And it's like, okay, well, there's no emotion in that line. Like, come on. But
it's just out of my head. Just whether you like the boys or not, okay. See if you can find at some point Homelander speaking and because the voice actor they use for the dub like that, the Japanese one sounds great.
Is he? I'll have to check that out.
He did. All of them do a good job.
Yeah.
From each different one, but the Japanese one made me very happy.
That's cool. I'll need to check that out.
All right.
No, this game seems cool. I want to play it. I love Grindizer. Grindizer's the final in the photon-powered robot saga from Go Nagai. So, I like Grindizer a lot. Really weird that this game is coming out or existing at all. Grindizer's been dead for a long time. It hasn't shown up in Super Robot Wars. I don't know who has the license to it.
That might be why it's coming out.
Yeah, could be.
Someone might have picked up the license.
So suddenly here's a game, and I'll play it for sure. But I can't not play giant robot game. Then we have Lies of P is getting DLC.
Lies of Pooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot tell you what this DLC is going to be. They did not tell us. They just said it's getting DLC.
Happens. Just say you sign an NDA.
Yeah.
That sounds way more impressive.
That's what I'm going to do from now on, yeah. I'm excited for DLC, but I haven't even beat the main game yet, so, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that at the end of the show. Finally, for announcements, we have a new PS5 model, and it's really dumb.
Is it now? Okay.
I've beaten that game twice. We did get a donkey hood in Lies of P and got to run around as a donkey.
Okay.
That's fair. I have not beaten it on Xbox yet, no.
So you don't have the achievements?
No, I have the trophies on PlayStation.
Okay.
Speaking of PlayStation, this new PlayStation has a 1 terabyte SSD coming in it, which is cool, right? That'll be enough to buy a new one. It's smaller by about 30%. It's about 24% lighter. The old model's going to be phased out. It's got a detachable Blu-ray drive.
Okay.
You can buy the Blu-ray drive separately for $79.99. The console's going to be $449. The console's going to be $449 whether you bought the Blu-ray drive separately or not.
This is the same pattern, though.
Yeah, it is.
The same pattern. What they need to avoid is falling into the PS3 pattern. Because
Yeah.
this sound greedy
Yeah.
a little bit, right? There's still something behind it. With inflation the way it is, I don't know that 449 is really that big of a jump.
I agree.
That might have been a few years ago, $299.
Yeah. I agree. I think why people are so mad is because the digital only version is going away for this version, and the digital only version is currently $399.
Okay.
So the base, like, cheapest version you can buy is now going to be $450 instead of $400. I do agree they could have charged a lot more for it, but
yeah, I don't know. It's the console fight. I think it's like Nintendo went its own way, and it's just really Xbox and PS5.
yeah,
And it sometimes seems they do some really unnecessary stuff.
yeah. I don't understand what the point of this is. This just seems really dumb to me. What?
Well, just now that when we get a new PS6, just expect to get a PS6 Slim. In
Yeah.
a few months.
Yeah. It really is. What is the point of taking the digital version and slapping a drive on it for $50 more if the drive cost $80?
Yeah, but if Sony bought all those drives, because they don't manufacture those drives,
Right.
They bought all those drives for a penny on the dollar of what they're worth.
Yeah.
Then hey, by just forcing you to buy the disc, put the disc in there, they made money on that purchase.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's just dumb.
It is.
And the way it detaches is the dumbest thing in the world to me. Because they put it on the bottom. So the console lays flat or you can stand it up, right?
Yeah.
The instruction manual will tell you should lay your console flat.
Right.
If you lay it flat, it lays on the drive. So to detach the drive, if you want to make it lighter for carrying it somewhere or whatever, you have to pick it up, flip it over, take the drive off, then flip it back.
Yep. It's like Apple putting the mouse recharge on the bottom.
Yep. Why? What are you doing?
That was dumb.
Well, speaking of dumb, let's move into the news.
All right.
Hey, Unity's announced new leadership.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
So for anybody who doesn't remember, our good friend, John Riccitiello, who has been a blight on the gaming industry for the last 30 years.
We are out. It's Fiend.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He got fired from EA for being too greedy.
Look, he is a Duff McKagan.
Yeah.
Got kicked out of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
For drinking too much and too many drugs. This is the equivalent of that.
Yep. He then climbed the corporate ladder of Unity, made a bunch of alleged scummy deals under the table.
Sure did.
And what did it catch on you? All right, I got you. There you go.
They think I ruined the entire company who outright did insider trading. Right, exactly. Yeah. Duh.
Allegedly. Yes. So, following his incredible decision to make Unity burn to the ground, he has been encouraged to leave the company and is searching new horizons. Because as it turns out, he wasn't just the president, he wasn't just the CEO, he was also chairman of the board and a member of the board of directors.
Oh, of course he was. Oh.
And now, Rolf Botha, lead independent director of the Unity board, has been appointed chairman and will currently sit in on the leadership role while they search for a new president.
Yeah. He bought his way into leadership is what he did there.
Yep.
He wasn't brought in. He bought his way into leadership. That makes total sense.
And they give you such a corporate response to this too. Working with Unity under John's leadership has been one of the highlights of my career.
I hate corporate speak.
Yep.
And you shouldn't be a douche, but I hate corporate speak.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I want to read to you his quote. Because John Restiello has a quote for, like, when they asked him, he was interviewed about his leaving. And he says, "It's been a privilege to lead Unity for nearly a decade and serve our employees, customers, developers, and partners, all of whom have been instrumental to the company's growth. I look forward to supporting Unity through this transition and following the company's future success," because he still has an incredible amount of stock in the company.
Yeah. How screwed up you got to be, how bad you got to mess up to get voted out of your position. Was that, encouraged to leave?
Yeah. No, he sold, I believe it equated to about a third of his stock. He still has the other two.
And he probably used the money he made from selling the third of his stock to short the company before.
Right.
He made these announcements. That way, when the stock dropped, he made money.
Yeah.
By shorting the stock.
Yeah.
And then you go, yeah.
There's another guy that's going to be like interim CEO, and that is Whitehurst. I couldn't get like his full name like I could the others. I don't understand why. Maybe he's just more private of a person. But James Whitehurst is his name. And you may say, well, Trey, you don't normally give us full names anyway. Yeah, but these names might be important in a couple years when they make decisions like John Restiello made. So, just throwing that out there.
That's what he's doing, Dark.
Unity put forth a statement for forward-looking, which is, I guess, the new corporate way to say this is our plan for the future.
These are the people that would like stab children, then look at you and say, "Today is a gift." That's what we call it, the present.
Yeah. Their statement hasn't come out yet, but internally it leaked.
Fair enough.
And as we already know, Unity employees are very upset right now, and so they're lashing out. And so I want to read this little section of this verbatim on like the plan for, because the plans for how it was going to be written leaked too. There's no point in reading the statement. It's all corporate nonsense. But the plans for how it was going to be written up leaked out as well. And so they say, and I quote, "The words believe, may, will, estimate, continue, intend, expect, plan, project, and similar expressions are intended to identify forward-looking statements. These forward-looking statements are subject to risks, uncertainties, and assumptions."
Hundreds of hours of thought go into everything you see.
Yep. They literally gave them a list of words they're allowed to use.
I guarantee you that was not one person sitting there coming up with that list. That was a committee.
Yeah.
Who sat there and debated and talked for a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's getting handed off to other people who are going to talk and try to fluff it up.
Yeah.
All
they had to say was, "Look, we messed up. We're going to try to do better."
Whatever.
So that's where Unity's at right now. We'll see how that turns out in the days to come.
What the heck do you have redacted? Right,
so, I got some fun stuff for you here tonight, news-wise. So you remember Telltale, right?
Yeah.
Telltale Studios.
I think.
They made a bunch of cool games, and then they stopped making cool games because corporate... Yeah, they made too many. We're not talking about War Thunder today. There was a really funny War Thunder thing that came up, but I need a little bit more information to be able to dig deep into it. War Thunder, like 3 times now, has leaked confidential U.S. security information. And so...
Run by Geraldo Rivera.
And so I want to get a little bit more information about the happenings there. Yeah, it's 13 this year. So I want to get a little bit more information. I've got a contact that works on the game that I'm trying to get discussion with before we cover that. But I saved that one this week because I want to get some more information. He's right now making sure he even can talk to me. He might come back and just tell me he can't, in which case we'll just talk about what we have next week. But
good deal.
Telltale, that's a very good question, how that happens. There's a lot of stuff that is public. There's also some funny, weird stuff going on. So, Telltale shut down after corporate pushed them too much and they got too many games going and couldn't finish any of them. They fell apart, right?
Yeah.
Well, then a new company took their name, bought up their IPs, and became Telltale. That company laid off most of their staff today.
Right. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me. That. I'm pretty sure there are hundreds of companies of all different kinds that we can take the name Telltale out and put that name there, and that is the story.
Yeah.
The vendor, they got bought out, everybody got laid off.
Yeah. So specifically, I have a little thread here from Jonah Johansson, I believe is the full name, but I'm not positive about the last name. This is somebody that worked at their tag online is J. Jonah Johansson, which why wouldn't you, of course, at that point.
Walheimer Schmidt.
Right. This person worked at Telltale both times, actual Telltale and then new Telltale as a freelancer, and specifically says they're not allowed to talk about a lot of stuff that happened because of NDA, but they are allowed to mention that they were laid off, and the reason they were laid off is because the new Telltale signed too many agreements and tried to make too many games. How do you make the same mistake? How do you do that?
Because now they know better. Now they know better.
I don't get it. I don't understand how this happens. And like, Telltale, the worst part is the only step they have at this point is either to put out a game that revives the company again or to sell again. And then the name has so much recognition that somebody will buy it again. And the cycle will repeat.
Yeah. Possibly. If it gets to a point where it's like, no, we just want the name. So we're not getting the studio, we're not getting any of any of its assets that are possibly be left.
Yeah.
If we just want the name. Ugh. I don't know.
Let's do it again.
Right. We may not hear about it anymore in a couple months.
Yeah, it might just die off. If they can't sell it, it'll just...
Yeah.
Well, I felt like we had two sets of like rough news, right? I wanted to bring the mood back up. The Mortal Kombat 1 has a really bad bug. They did remaster, and it did not sell well at all. It did not do well. So this game-breaking bug is really weird, and I don't know how they're going to fix it. It's very specific, and they legitimately might have to take a cameo character that can be one of your strikers and remove them from the game for a little while.
What is the bug?
So there's a character in the game named General Shao. He uses an axe. Part of his moveset is that he can slam the axe down, and then he leaves the axe in the ground to do a combo, and then he can go pick it back up again. There is a cameo character named Shujinko who also uses an axe. And for whatever reason, if Shao's axe is in the ground and Shujinko swings his axe, the game thinks Shao's axe is in the ground is Shujinko's axe. And so when Shujinko vanishes from his cameo, so does General Shao's axe. Chow then can't use any of his regular combos. He can't pick the axe up again. His model will still be holding the axe, but he can't do anything with it.
Oh, okay. How's the skin causing that?
I don't know. Guess who's sleep deprived? That guy. Yeah. It's such a like, how did this happen? First off, and then how did we find it? What are the chances that it could happen? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm trying to think, because all that is the axe getting confused with the two character frames, right?
Yeah, the game is reading axe goes away when this character leaves.
Yeah, but it's switching the ownership of the axe
Mm-hmm.
to the. How does the skin? It's just, I don't know. If it was doing the same thing when you had both of the. I don't know. I'm confused.
It's really weird. It's really weird. But they're aware of it, and they're working on a fix. The weirdest thing is that it sticks in between rounds. So, like, even if you die as General Shao, next round you still don't have the axe. And that should be a reset, right?
Yeah.
So it's really strange how this happened.
Yeah.
But it's such a weird, like, often people will send me bugs for like, hey, this is newsworthy. And the bug is like, yeah, this is not really news. It's cool, but it's not really news, you know? And this one was like, I cannot understand how this works.
Right. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, speaking of AI, since Ono Wendigos brought it up, let's talk about Lord of the Rings Gollum. Now, I told you yesterday that we weren't going to talk about this because it wasn't news. Then a developer interview dropped from former developers that worked on Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Okay.
And now we know what happened.
Oh, do we?
We know the story. The truth has been revealed.
It's meta
So-
game and slapped it in Lord of the Rings.
Right. So first off, got to clarify, yes, the apology letter was absolutely written by ChatGPT. We knew it when it happened. We knew immediately when we saw Lord of Ring Gollum that a person did not write that.
Rings. Oh my gosh.
So that part got confirmed first, right? That was the first question out of the interviewer. And the interview, by the way, is from Eurogamer. They had a full, let me see how long this thing was, 20-minute interview with 3 former employees that worked for Daedalic.
Okay.
This game had trouble. So let's start off with the fact that Daedalic had never worked on anything that wasn't a point-and-click adventure before.
Okay.
Those were the only games they had ever made. None of them had any experience working in any kind of 3D engines.
Yeah.
Not the best team to choose.
No. Not to have. Probably not. Even if you did, that's not the best thing to have the, putting that big of an IP on.
Yep.
You're going to have to give your team a chance.
So the team asked, hey, can we hire some people that know how to work in 3D? Game 2, the company that owns Daedalic, said, no, and your budget for this is $15 million. You're going to make a AAA game with $15 million.
Yeah. With the right team, that can easily be done. Right? But
Yeah.
previous point shows why.
Yeah.
It was.
And just bring up a game that's not huge, right? If I just wanted to bring up, hey, Hades, right? What was Hades' budget? That was a AAA game made by a small studio, Let me see. I had it pulled up here. I'm trying to make sure I got it. Their budget was $22 million. Their game was not fully 3D.
Okay.
They were experienced in the engine they were working in, and they were self-publishing it, so they had as long as they wanted to work on it.
Also helps.
And speaking of which, Daedalic was given 8 months.
I mean, it was called that as a money grab as soon as it dropped.
Yep. Staff were expected to crunch. They were told that they weren't allowed to go home until the extra work was done, and the extra pay would not be coming until the game sold.
Yeah.
A lot of the work was pushed off on interns because the employees heard management saying, we don't have to pay them as much.
No.
There were a few employees that spoke up to the CEO and the COO and were yelled down until they finally just stopped talking, and then the CEO and COO went back into their offices.
That's ridiculous.
All of this is one thing, right?
Yeah.
But the staff desperately tried to make it work. They only had a little bit of time. They tried to limit the damage. They tried to make it where Gollum couldn't jump so that all the bugs that were coming from jumping wouldn't be there, and they would just remove all the platforming, and it would just be a stealth game. And then upper management said in an interview that Gollum was a full 3D platformer. So they had to add jumping back in. They tried to remove the ability for combat so that enemies couldn't swing at you, and when you got caught, you just were immediately caught.
Yeah.
And upper management was like, hey, this game has full-on 3D combat. So they had to add what was in there back in, which still wasn't full 3D combat. The only part they said they didn't have trouble with was the soundtrack, which was handled by a third party.
That's the highlight of that game. That's the best thing about that game is the soundtrack by far.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So they said that employees said that they had a feeling of being left hanging in the air once Gollum was released.
Sure.
And then a month later, 25 of the 40 staff were laid off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now the studio barely exists. I don't even know if they have the lights on in there.
They went under. Yeah. So, I mean, that version of that studio, yeah, definitely no longer exists, but I don't know. You can have loyalty and respect out of those who work for you.
That's right.
You don't have to, beating people down to get work done is not going to work.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
maybe short term.
Yeah.
Obviously all the people who were looking at top were looking at it. They were trying to do something short term.
Yeah.
From that breakdown, you got what? If you have 2 years, if you gave that team 2 years,
they might have done it.
Yeah, might have pulled it off.
For all the things that people don't like about Kojima left Konami, his whole team went with him.
Yeah.
They all said, no, this is the best boss we've ever had. We're not leaving him.
That says something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. Terrible game.
You look at like Yoshi P, who's like, hey, to his employees that are working overtime trying to finish Mahjong that they made in their own time at the company. Like, please go home. Please take your vacations. And they're like, yeah, no, but we like working for you, Yoshida. It's like, no, please go home. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. That's awful.
Yeah, I would. If I was them, I would not want to work on anything for a little while. I need some time.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
But we finally know what happened.
All right.
Never wanted to. I mean, yeah.
Uh. Yeah, they're done.
Let's throw it over to Rundgren's court.
All right. All right. As usual, we'll start this off with a happy birthday.
Hmm.
I'd like to say happy birthday to one of the greatest actors of all time, Mario Lopez.
Happy birthday, Mr. Lopez.
Yes, I'm sure you have stacks of scripts you're having to go through right now. Maybe there's a new CSI or NCIS that or Saved by the Bell can no longer have a full reunion.
Yep.
Partial reunion. But maybe you'll get to catch up with the show some other time. And if you ever do, happy 50th birthday, sir.
I mean, it's all right because he's Saved by the Bell.
Right. Yeah. This is my corner.
You're right. You're right.
Lisa. Tuttle. What's her name? Is it Lisa Tuttle?
I think so.
That's the name.
Pulling it up now. I think so.
Can't remember if that's the character's name or the actress's name. I feel real bad right now because I got put on the spot.
That is the character's name, Lark Voorhees.
Okay. Right. Lark Voorhees. Yeah, Lark Voorhees passed away. Screech went insane. I think the only Jesse made Showgirls.
Yep.
Or was that what it called?
Uh-huh.
It was awful anyway. What was that? Fair enough.
Yeah.
I went through that. But I do have a story. Now, yes, we talk, we do our best to kind of skim over some different myths, from different stories, just unique places all over the world, right?
Right.
And these places have their own ecosystem set up on people's everything, right, top to bottom. And we talked about Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Kikuyu, but it was Kenya. Anyway, in Kenya. But a lady who went to Kenya from Iowa to Kenya, and when she returned, she had with her, yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's one dark, had with her some stuff she wasn't supposed to have. Now, she is a jewelry maker, and she's traveled before, and she goes places and gets unique things to make jewelry out of. But when she made it back to Iowa this time, there were federal custom agents who stopped her. They haven't released her name, but she's they were very worried about diseases and other things that are prevalent, or the immune systems living in this part of the world have dealt with.
Right.
In this part of the world, it's going to be a much worse epidemic, right?
Right.
And there's many things. And look, the official statement from the Custom and Border Protection's Chicago Field Director LaFonda D. Sutton-Burke, I said, if this person had entered the U.S. and had not declared these items, there is a high possibility a person could have contracted a disease and developed serious health issues. and she went to customs, and she knew she was going to be searched.
Okay.
So when they asked her if she had anything to declare, she did declare that she has giraffe poop with her that she's planning to make jewelry out of. Because the moose poop that she used to make jewelry of before, she was very fond of.
Animals deserve to win.
Yes. Now there's look, there is the Z thing is very serious about this, right?
Yeah.
Because of the African swine fever, classical swine fever, Newcastle disease, foot and mouth disease, swine vesicular disease. It's a few different things, that could be passed through this. So the customers there was a full CDC thing about it, shut down, clear it, make sure it got. They took care of the poop in a governmentally approved fashion, so we would be safe from all these. There was almost.
Can you imagine? You work customs. You see weird stuff every day. And then somebody brings giraffe poop. And you just. You got to question every choice you've ever made.
Well, not only that, if you're the agent, when this lady says giraffe poop, what kind of situation has just arisen from that statement?
We're working late tonight, Clarence.
Late night, they're going to be writing reports. Not coming home, honey. We've got a meeting with the CDC. They're not letting anybody out of the airport. Yes. So, like I said, I haven't released the lady's name. I don't have much more I can report on.
Also, was she hardening the poop with fire and then turning it into jewelry?
I have no idea. I really don't. I mean, to get exactly to get kind of scientifically sterile about it. They're both, the moose and the giraffe are both vegetarians,
right?
Therefore, it's pretty much just dried grass, and vegetation. I don't know.
Maybe she was carving open glass and putting it inside the glass.
I have no idea. It was. Look, there is. Yes. There is no. There is, frighteningly and in a wonderful way, absolutely no rules to art.
Yeah.
But I can still say I think that art is crap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
As I and Chat have done considerably through this story. But yes, a couple of weeks ago in a zoo here in the States, in a zoo or in a preserve in Namibia, we have two extremely rare giraffes born. The same type of mutation to cause the coloring. Do that, and then just a few weeks later, a woman from Idaho goes and steals their poop.
Yep.
Jewelry, yes, there are rules for jewelry you're selling to other people. That is true.
Worst part is some people would have bought them.
Yeah. Yes.
Why? Why are we even here? We like existential dread sets in real quick.
Right.
Hello, Neek. All right. Well, let's do a vote, chat. Let's do a poll here. Let's make an assignment here. Let's have some fun.
All right.
There's not enough brain bleach in the world.
Yellow.
Yeah. Chat, the vote is up.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
As always, please don't say the name of the games. 3.
All right, all right. Come
We
on.
shall see. Got 2 votes in so far. Vote for 1, and 1 vote for 2. The vote for 1's coming from YouTube. YouTube, you can't see the poll, but you can still vote in the chat.
Oh man. So
Things are pretty tied right now.
Well, that's got me interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dark going for 3. Waverly picking 1.
Chat, right now,
True.
we have an actual tie. We still have another minute. We have an actual tie right now.
We shall see. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm here now. No, I like the first way you said it. I'm here.
Well, there's 1 vote for 1 from YouTube as well. I got to calculate those up here because they don't show up on the Twitch side.
And you know how much we all trust that.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy. We have 10 seconds left on the vote. Right now, we're going to have to do another vote to go between the other 2. All right. We have to do another vote.
All right, so it's 1 and 3, huh?
Yeah, so I will take 2 off the board. And it will be between 1 and 3. You will have no option for 2. Something's got to win.
Okay. I have a request.
Okay.
Whatever the loser is, it's got to be on out of these 2.
Yeah.
That needs to stay on the list for next week, okay?
Okay.
Watch for me. We'll vote.
Okay, we got a YouTube vote for 1. How can anyone win in this day and age?
I don't know. Charlie Sheen did it.
Cool.
Winning.
Yeah. That used to be a big meme.
Yeah.
I don't think he's winning so much anymore. Of course, he still made more money than I ever will. So.
Yeah. He's done a lot of stuff I enjoy way more than I ever will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still tied right now. We need a tie-break vote.
They're going to make Trey flip a coin.
I'm going to have to if it comes up here tie-break. We've had to do it one other time. How rare it is in a year and some change of doing Rundgren's assignments. All right, you got a minute left. While they're doing that, do you have any plugs, good sir?
No, I don't. When we get done with this, I'm gonna turn the house on and watch it for a little while, and then probably tomorrow's Wednesday. Probably for my morning show, I get up, have some coffee, and watch Love Story.
Yeah.
The link, Dark sent me the link to. Yeah.
Don't blame you. It's going to be 3 and Tails will be 1? Sure, that's fine.
Okay. And then whatever doesn't get it is going to be on the list for next week.
Yep. Ties are always keeping tie break.
Not when I tie it. Well, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Tied. Heads is 3. Tails is 1. Almost dropped the coin. It's Tails.
Good morning.
It's Tails.
You say so. I can't. Nobody can see that. That's what's heads look like. That's got a hit on it.
That's George Washington.
Oh, okay. Just a quarter. Got it. Coins that were like.
All right, so you will be playing tomorrow. Relicta.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But next
I'm gonna go
week,
back-
3 will be on the list, guaranteed. It gets a bye.
Okay. There you go. Yes.
I want to see Sonic. I wish if I had a Sonic coin, that would be all we ever used. Sonic and Tails, that'd be great.
No more votes. You flip coins.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yeah. The gameplay of it is kind of basic, kind of fun puzzle solving, but I really like the main character in it.
Hmm.
She's really smart.
That's a good trait to have for a main character.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Well,
Defining trait. Anyway, that's why I like it.
I understand. We'll throw it over to the outro board. I don't really have any plugs either, honestly. I mean,
Fair enough.
I'll plug the Poor Hammer podcast again. They're the guys who do the like cheap 40K stuff. They're like, hey, you want to be able to do stuff like this on a budget? Give you options to be able to do that, you know. They just recently did one that was like, hey, here's all the paints we recommend and cheap places you can buy them. You don't have to get any other expensive paint. Just get that stuff.
Well, I would say thank you to everybody watching. You know how I feel about you. Thousands of years, millions of people to make you. Never been anything like you in this universe, and there never will be again. So really appreciate you spending this time with us.
Absolutely. Remus is right. I do have plugs in my wall. Real quick on Fridays, we're still going to be frivolous. We're doing Adventure Quest this Friday. But I want to beat Liza P before the end of the year. So we're also going to do some Road to Goaty streams, like I said earlier, just for anybody that might have missed it. We're going to do some like, hey, we're doing a 4-hour or a 6-hour stream this day. When we can carve that out in my schedule. But if they're not proud of you being here, Dark, then I don't know what they're thinking.
Don't worry. We probably all are.
The fact that we lived this long, I hope our ancestors are proud.
Right.
But
They made it. Holy cow. They made it past 15?
so don't be surprised if you see a Friday stream come up that has a different name on it. Just means that we're doing Liza P. Because as was pointed out, the 6 weeks that we spent playing Armored Core, that wasn't really frivolous. So we're gonna have frivolous Fridays, and we're gonna have Road to Goaty Fridays, where we play newer games that have come out and try to play through them all.
Your gaming is just a field of lies.
Liza P. So, anyway, let's not forget, tomorrow Rundgren's playing Relicta.
Yep. Yeah.
Thursday, we're talking Filipino. Filipino mythology. Friday, indeed. And Friday, we'll be doing Adventure Quest. We're going to see how far we can get in 2 hours in that really old Flash game. I'm excited.
Right on.
Until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rundgren.
This has been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum life to offer.